Beta because I hate my mother? My mother was violent to my siblings and me when I was a child. She then separated from my father. She was diagnosed with borderline. After her stay in the clinic she did not beat us anymore, but my youth was also not. She put herself in the victim role, everyone else was to blame for your problems. The whole relationship has deteriorated a lot because I can't cope with my mother. Of course I have a big crack in my head due to my childhood, borderline, drug addiction, etc. I have pointed out these issues to her several times and asked her to go back to psychotherapy, but to no avail. I learned that there is probably a WhatsApp family group from my mother, grandmother, and etc. There, if necessary, is then invited to birthdays or wished a happy holiday. Guess who has never been asked if I might also want to join the family group? For example, I was once forwarded an invitation from the group without comment. Am I overreacting because it's incredibly hurtful to me that every member is in the group, are 8 people, but I wasn't even asked if I wanted in there too? It seems to me like I'm some kind of appendage that's just there but not supposed to be in the group. I wrote my mother yesterday about it, and we had a terrible fight. It was all just a big misunderstanding, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. Then it escalated again, and my mother made a huge fuss as usual. According to my mother's opinion, I'm just always looking for a scapegoat to be mad at. In the past it was my father, and now she's the bogeyman. She doesn't understand why I always blame her when there are problems. She is always made out to be a liar by me, and everything she does is wrong. The reason why this group exists was apparently at that time a Christmas party at my aunt's house where I was not supposed to come. That is why I am not in the group, and therefore it is not a family group. Then, as usual, she theatrically changed her WhatsApp profile picture to one with the following text. The feeling of not being enough. It's always there. Always. Emotional blackmail. Look how bad I feel because of other people. As always, she puts herself in the victim role, everyone always picks on her. Because she stays in her victim role as usual and doesn't change for years, I see meanwhile really black concerning our contact. She doesn't show any empathy and doesn't want to understand that I am terribly hurt and disappointed because of this. It's all about her victim role. Also the fact that she has not apologized for it makes me hard to create.
NDA, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Your mother had a very different responsibility here than you do. What you seem to need most of all is distance. Try to distance yourself as much as you can and try to focus on yourself. Life goes on without family. Of course, the latter depends on how old you are. NDA, seriously. I also live with the stigma of hating a parent because of the way I was treated as a child. There are people who can't understand that, but I can tell you from the bottom of my heart. It's okay that you hate your mother and you don't have to forgive anyone. Not everyone deserves a second chance for anything, especially when it comes to you as a person. NDA, and very clearly. You were a child, so you can't be blamed for the way she behaved back then. That this leaves marks on you is clear. Edit. And yes, you are allowed to hate your parents. Children do not have an innate debt to their parents. They are not asked if they want to be born.